Today we're going to be speaking with two cantors who serve congregations on Long Island. Cantor Alexandre Schinazi serves the Dix Hills Jewish Center, and Talya Smilowitz, congregational at Door by Door in Oyster Bay, Long Island. They have very diverse careers and whatnot, but they decided to settle on the cantorate. And so I thought we'd talk about it. We'd also are going to hear some selections. They performed in a concert at the Dix Hills Jewish Center on June 8th, 2025. And we're going to hear some selections of songs that they sang at that concert during the course of the program. So both, I want to welcome you both to the program. Thank you for joining us. And Cantor Schinazi, tell me your background. Talk about diverse. Talk about where were you born?
Hi, Stewart. How are you? Thank you for having me here and for having us here. So I was born in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, a little bit further south than New York. And I grew up in Westchester with my family for about 12 years. And I went back to Brazil where I lived for over 20 years, a little bit of time in France in between. And now I'm on Long Island for the past year and a half.
Right. Well, I was struck by the fact that while in Brazil, you graduated as an environmental engineer and led an energy efficiency firm focused on diminishing climate change, while
That's
you
right.
were also pursuing a career in the cantorate. Talk about that. What made you switch out of that company?
Well, we can spend hours talking about this. I'll try to make it short. Um, so I always loved chazanut, right? The cantor, the art of being a chazan. Ever since I was young, I grew up in a synagogue in White Plains with a cantor I really looked up to was Cantor Jack Mendelson, one of the best of the best.
He's
And
been on our program, as
yeah,
people know.
you
Yes.
did tell me. And
Right.
so, I mean, and the melodies that come from the Jewish liturgy have always really spoken to me inside. And as a child, I loved singing them at home. I was, always very involved. For my bar mitzvah, I did, a lot of the prayers, and I always loved it. But I guess I didn't. I moved back to Brazil. I never really considered that it was, a career that, because in Brazil it's very different. We don't have cantorial schools. It's a different kind of background. So when I was in Brazil, a little bit before college, I didn't really know what I wanted to do. And I was always good at math and logic and everything. Everyone said, do engineering. And I said, well, I'm not sure. Yeah, I like numbers, but I like people. I like other things. I like nature. So I ended up finding environmental engineering as a career that would unite a little bit of all those different worlds, bring nature, bring but mainly to be able to work with something that I believed in. So I started following that path. I graduated in environmental engineering. I did a 2-year double degree program in France. And in Brazil, then I started working with energy efficiency and with, climate change, fighting climate change, which for me is one of the most important things, that humans have to do today. I ended up becoming a partner in a company, and I ended up becoming one of the directors of the company. And at the same time, in Brazil, I found a synagogue where I started singing in a choir. And from there, I started having more prominent roles in the choir. And really, I started getting some roles that were a little bit of chazanut. And it just started, sparked something that was always inside. And from there, I started to pursue chazanut, and doors started to open. I got an invitation to sing for high holidays at a local synagogue in Brazil. And I started to learn from different cantors, from different chazanim there, and just studying a lot on my own. I took classes at the Seminario in Buenos Aires, which is the cantorial school within the rabbinical school in Buenos Aires, Argentina, online. And from there, I started giving bar mitzvah lessons at my local synagogue, which is actually the largest synagogue in South America. And I started reading Torah, and it just started growing, growing, growing until finally the synagogue was expanding. They had 2 cantors, and they invited me to be the third cantor. So my role as a chazan began to expand in my life, and I was doing that in parallel with my work in our company that had also grown from 4 people to 40 people, and it was very, very, very intense. And I just had a desire to dive more into chazanut, more and more, to really learn the nusach, learn the melodies that I hadn't yet learned, and be able to dive into it and live it. And when an opportunity arose to come to the U.S. and apply for a synagogue here, I did, and here I am.
I mentioned earlier that we have some selections from your concert at the Dick Hills Jewish Center. And Alex, why don't you tell us about the first one? It's actually a duet that you and Talya do. What is it?
So the first one we sang together is a song called Kshehalev Boche. It means when the heart cries. It's written by Shmuel Albaz and the music by Arlis Tzfadia. And it became really famous when Sarit Haddad sang it a few decades ago, right? And it's a song, I mean, it's a prayer at the same time. It's a song that is also a prayer. It says, when the heart cries, only God really can hear us. And through prayer, we're able to come in touch with sometimes with that hardship that we feel. And the refrain says, Shma Yisrael Elohai, listen Israel, Ata HaKol Yachol, my God can do anything. My God gave me life and gave me everything that I have, even when I have a tear in my eye and my heart is crying silently. And when the heart is silent, then the soul is screaming. And we chose that song for the beginning of the concert. I don't know if you're going to talk a little bit about the program, but it's a program. The name of the concert was From Darkness to Light. So we wanted to. The idea is that the Jewish people are going through a hard time right now. Actually, I think the world is going through a hard time right now. And ever since October 7th in 2023, the world has changed completely for us. And ignoring it is not really an option, right? Just pretending everything's always okay. And at the same time, dwelling in that pain is not an option either, because that's what we're about. Our culture is about celebrating, about having our joyous moments and living as a people. So the concert was about beginning with the darkness and making our way towards the light. This song was closer to the beginning, when we're still singing about our pain and our hardships. And Talya has actually sung this before in concerts. Talya, do you want to add anything?
When I first heard Sarit Haddad sing this song, I fell in love with it. And I said immediately that I had to learn it and perform it. So I did a recording of it. And it's on YouTube. But the song means a lot to me because, yes, the Jewish people have been going through such a hard time. But in general, life has challenges and obstacles, and what better way to deal with pain and fear and than to sing to God and to ask God, right, for help. And God, you're able to do everything for us. Listen to our prayers. I'm on my knees, my heart is open. Shema Yisrael, listen to me, right? So for me, music is so healing, and it's always been my form of medicine throughout life. My emotional medicine, I guess, if you were to describe it. And I'm so grateful that my parents and Hashem has given me this gift, that I can use it throughout my life when things are hard, to let it out in song. Let out the feelings through song.
Okay, very good. Let's take a look at it right now, Jason.
If you haven't seen yet on YouTube, Talya's version, it's one of the first that shows up, and it is hauntingly beautiful.
Oh,
very
nice.
Okay, well, here's a duet.
אדם נופל לפני שהוא שוקע, בתפילה קטנה חותך את הדממה. שמע ישראל אלוהי, אתה כל יכול. נתת לי את חיי, נתת לי
הכל. בעיניי דמעה הלב בוכה בשקט, וכשהלב שותק הנשמה זועקת. שמע ישראל אלוהי, עכשיו אני לבד, חזק אותי אלוהי, עשה שלא אבחר. הכאב גדול ואין לאן לברוח, עשה שיגמר כי לא נותר בי כוח. כשהלב בוכה הזמן עומד מלדת, האדם רואה את כל חייו פתאום אל הלא נודע, הוא לא רוצה ללכת, לאלוהיו קורא על סף תהום. שמע ישראל אלוהי, אתה הכל יכול, נתת לי את חיי, נתת לי הכל. בעיניי דמעה הלב בוכה בשקט, וכשהלב בוכה הנשמה זועקת. שמע ישראל אלוהי, עכשיו אני לבד, חזק אותי אלוהי, עשה שלא אבחר. הכאב גדול ואין לאן לברוח, עשה שיגמר כי לא נותר בי כוח, עשה שיגמר כי לא נותר בי כוח.
Well, while my producer, Jason Ain, cues up the next song, the next duet you did, let me just tell our audience that the pianist there is Scott Stein and the drummer, Akiba Wharton. And that's so nice. And it really comes through very well on the video. Yeah, well, tell me about the next song. That was Alex. What's the next duet you guys did?
The next one was Uf Gozal, which means fly, my bird, fly my little bird, fly my chick. And that's a song that I learned many, many years ago. I actually sang it for my 8th grade graduation in Jewish day school. It's a song about growing up, really. It talks about the song is like a mom and a dad bird talking to each other as the baby bird is about to leave its nest. So they're saying, fly away to live your life. Be careful. There's an eagle in the sky. You have to beware, but go and fly. And also talking about their own feelings, that they knew this day would come and that they're so happy, but at the same time, there's a little lump in the throat for that moment. And we actually sang this duet together, Talya and I, a few months ago at another concert, another colleague of ours. And we thought it would also fit into this program now in the second half of the program where we were talking about light, right? So the first half was from darkness, second half was to light. And we sang this just after we had a group of 17 nursery school kids come up and sing Here Comes the Sun. And then they sang a song in Hebrew that talks about us always searching for the sun, always following the sun, because there's a bird in my heart. And then after that, I sang another song that says, by Yishai Ribo, that says that the morning will always rise, and it also talks about the birds, and the birds will sing just as in the stories and the fairy tales. And then we decided to follow it with this one, also about the birds taking flight and trying to bring light and seeing the beauty in the world.
Great. Let's take a look.
הגוזלים שלי עזבו את הקן, פרסו כנפיים ועפו, ואני ציפור זקנה נשארתי בקן, מקווה מאוד שהכל יהיה בסדר.
תמיד ידעתי שיבוא היום שבו צריך להיפרד, אבל עכשיו זה ככה בא לי פתאום. אז מה הפלא שאני קצת דואג? גוזל, חתוך את השמיים, טוס לאן שבא לך, רק אל תשכח, יש נשר בשמיים, גור לך.
עכשיו נשארנו לבדנו בקן, אבל אנחנו ביחד.
חבקי אותי חזק, תגידי לי כן, אל תדאגי, ביחד כיף להזדקן.
גוזל, חתוך את השמיים, טוס לאן
שבא לך, רק אל תשכח, יש נשר בשמיים, גור לך. אני יודע שככה זה בטבע, וגם אני עזבתי כן, אבל עכשיו שבא הרגע, אז מחניק קצת בגרון, מחניק קצת בגרון. גוזל, חתוך את השמיים, טוס לאן שבא לך, רק אל תשכח, יש נשר בשמיים, גור לך. גוזל, חתוך את השמיים, טוס לאן שבא לך, רק אל תשכח, יש נשר בשמיים, גור לך, גור לך. הגוזלים שלי עזבו את הקן, פרסו כנפיים
That's a great song. Thank you. That's a great song. And now, for the last song, you'll be joined by Cantor Norman Cohen Falah. He's a cantor at Temple Sinai in North Dade, Florida. And he was also on the bill. And he was born in Buenos Aires. So we have a real great cast here of cantors coming from different parts of the country and of the world. And this is one of my favorite songs. Kol Ele is the name of the song. And we can talk about it right after we play it. This is all three cantors will be singing this one. So let's take a look now.
על הדבש ועל העוקץ, על המר והמתוק, על ביתנו התינוקת שמור לי הטוב, על האש המבוערת, על המים הזכים, על האיש השב הביתה מן המרחקים, על כל אלה, על כל אלה, שמור לי הטוב, על הדש ועל העוקץ, על המר והמתוק, על נתן כל נטוע, ועל תשכח את התקווה, שיבני ואשובה אל הארץ הטובה.
שמור לי על זה הבית, על הגן, על החומה, מיגון, מפחד פתע וממלחמה. שמור על המעט שיש לי, על האור ועל הטף, על הפרי שלא הבשילון ושנאסר.
על כל אלה, על כל אלה, שמור לי אלי הטוב, על הדבש ועל העוקץ, על המר והמתוק, על נתן כל נטוע, על תשכח את התקווה, השיבני ואשובה אל הארץ הטובה. מרשרש אילן ברוח, מרחוק נושר כוכב, משאלות ליבי בחושך נרשמות עכשיו. אנא שמור לי על כל אלה ועל אהובי נפשי, על השקט, על הבכי ועל זה השיר, על כל אלה,
על כל אלה,
שמור לי אלי הטוב, על הדבש ועל העוקץ, על המר והמתוק, על נתן כל נטוע, על תשכח את התקווה, השיבני ואשובה אל הארץ הטובה.
That's great. That is great. By the way, if you want to watch it again right away, our YouTube channel is Jewish Life TV Show. And then you can see all of our programs, or all the recent programs. We've been on 40 some odd years. So the more recent programs are on there. And this was really great. Super. thank you both for joining us, Alex Schinazi and Talya Smilowitz. It's been a very fast half hour. You put this together, this show, Alex, right? You chose the songs and whatnot?
Well, we did together. So it was a concert here at our synagogue. So I took the lead, but we really all put the show on together.
It was tremendous. It was tremendous. Thank you both, Talya and Alex. Thank you. Thank you. Thank
Alex,
you.
it's been a pleasure to sing with you. I love singing with you. I love harmonizing with you and sharing the stage and the bima. It's really a
Great.
pleasure. And
Thank
thank you
you.
for having
Thank
us
you
on
both.
the show today.
Talya, it was
Thank you.
nice singing with you as well. Thank
Thank
so
you very
much.
much. My name is Stewart Ain. This has been Jewish Life. Until next week, have a good week.